am Wendy and Ramirez from HM2C, and this video presentation will serve as my oral assessment in Fundamentals of Lodging under Mr. Aldrich Fernandez, and I will be answering 5 questions from the oral assessment element number 2. So without further ado, let's get started. First question. Explain the concept of supply and demand in setting hotel rates. So first, demand. Demand, it is the measure of how much a certain item is wanted. So let's have an example. For demand, let's say ice cream. So sa ice cream na yon, ice cream is typically a weather-dependent type of product. So with that being said, we can conclude that in the winter, ice cream will have a low demand during that time. And on the other hand, supply naman is the measure of how available a certain item is. So most hotel supply will remain steady as long as they know how many rooms they have to sell. Also, there are revenue managers that will be aware regarding this, and they will be aware about any new supply from new hotels in their area, and they often need to adjust their rates accordingly. So for example ulit, yung supply natin for ice cream is, of course, the supply is fully dependent sa demand natin. So in the winter, if the demand for ice cream goes down, therefore our supply will goes up. So the next thing that we need to talk about, if we're going to talk about the supply and demand, is the price. It's the price of the product, because what do you call it? Price is playing a big role whenever we are going to connect the supply and demand. So first, let's look at the ice cream again, for example. So this time, we're going to talk about ice cream during summer season naman, during summer months. So the demand for ice cream during this kind of weather is of course mataas kasi mainit. And that will cause us to limit our supply. As for the vendors of the ice cream naman, they can make the price higher since it is the peak season of ice cream. So monitoring and measuring this supply and demand sa mga hotel rooms is one of the tactics na ginagawa para mas ma-boost yung revenue growth ng isang hotel. Question number 2. Explain the concept of elasticity when it comes to lodging businesses. So when we say elasticity, it is defined as the change in demand or the number of room sold resulting from change in room rates or the price. So when we say that the price is reduced, then our demand increase. But if the price is increased, the demand will decrease. Nagbabago lang yung demand natin if the price will change. So, for example, the price is reduced by 7%. Then, that means yung demand natin is mag-i-increase ng 10%. On the other hand, kapag nag-react naman in the same way yung price increase, then, kapag nag-increase yung price natin by 10%, yung demand natin is magda-drop to 7%. So, let's just always remember that when we say elasticity, the demand will change kapag nag-change yung price. But, if the demand is unaffected or hindi nagbago kapag nag-change yung price, ang tawag naman natin doon is inelastic. So, question number 3. So, question number 3 is to explain the difference between rate cutting and discounting. So, when we say rate cutting, nagpa-function to sa mga inelastic market. So, that means yung mga lower rates ay hindi sila nagge-generate ng mga bagong businesses. They have here many unreasonable cut rates para sa mga bagong business, para sa mga isang property. Ito dito sila aakit sila ng mga customer para lumayo sila dun sa mga kakompetensya nilang mga company or sa kakompetensya nilang mga hotel. So, ginagawa nila dito yung rate cutting na wala naman talaga. Nag-rate cut lang sila kasi ayaw nilang mapunta yung customer doon sa ibang property. Sa ibang competing property. So, ang gagawin nila is magagawa sila ng unreasonable cut at mag-generate sila ng bagong business para lang maakit nila yung mga customer na nagbabalak ng pumunta sa ibang property. Pag sinabi naman natin discounting, it is the aim of discounting is to attract customers. So, alam naman natin yan. Customers really love discounts. Gusto nila yung mga discounts na yan. So, these discounts will benefit all properties. So, yun nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, yung rate cutting, gumagamit lang sila ng mga lower rates para sa mga customers na ready nang mag-commit o nagko-consider na lumipat sa kakompetensya nilang hotel property. Question number 4. So, question number 4, explain the difference between commercial rate and corporate rate. So, sa commercial rate, ito yung discounted rate na binibigay natin sa mga regular guests. Pero, wala tayo ditong ibinibigay na special contract. So, sa commercial rate, madalas dito is yung mga traveling persons. So, nagbibigay tayo ng discounted rates without special contract, pero doon lamang sa mga traveling business persons na bumabalik on a regular cycle. While on the other hand, sa corporate rate is ito yung interaction between large businesses and large hotel chains na nagbibigay tayo dito ng discounted rates sa mga guests from the companies na nag-visit regularly sa hotel natin. And meron tayo ditong corporate agreement. Not like the commercial rate na wala tayong contract, wala tayong any contract involved. Here's sa corporate agreement, sa corporate rates is meron tayo ditong corporate agreement kasama yung company and yung mismong establishment ng hotel. So, with that agreement is we can give or we can guarantee a certain number of rooms para sa mga employees ng company na meron tayong agreement. So, that is the main difference of this two. Sa commercial rates, wala tayong special contract pero nagbibigay tayo ng discounted rates para sa mga regular visitors, regular business travelers natin na bumabalik in a regular cycle. While on the corporate rate is nagbibigay tayo ng discounted rates and meron din tayong corporate agreement with the company and the establishment itself para mag-guaranteed natin yung certain number of rooms na binibigyan natin ng discount para sa mga employee ng isang company na meron tayong agreement. And for the last question number 13. What are the two major components of determining room rates? So first is that they must be large enough to cover the cost and to provide a fair return on invested capital. And the second one is they must be reasonable enough to attract and retain the client to whom the operation is being marketed. And that's it. That is the end of my video presentation, and I hope that I answered all the questions correctly and I explained it clearly. And thank you for listening. See you in the next video.